for him. And Maokai's been left up again. Will probably be grabbed. Spica has not been super excited about it, but has done it every time it's been left up for them.
It's the necessary sin. If Maokai is up, playing Maokai is probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it's just so good for team fights. Offers so much for objective control with all the vision from Saplings. Demonic is still in a very good place right now. So they do, I believe, lock that in. There we go. And now it's time for Immortals rebuttal here. Honestly, let's take a look at the bottom lane options. Zeri's banned out, so that raises your priority on the Lucian Nami. And that is a no-brainer right there. You can't get the classic trade flowers that was putting you to sleep before.
Good. I'm tired of Zeri, man. I survived 2022. I'm tired of Zeri. She's off the table. They made it so that you can't get the Zeri Lulu answer to that Lucian Nami like you're talking about. So what's FlyQuest want for the bottom lane? Xayah going to be the AD carry. And why not bring her boyfriend with her? Xayah Rakan locked in for FlyQuest bottom.
One day late after Valentine's, we get the Xayah Rakan
That's close enough.
combo. We'll see about the skin choice for them, but it's always a very robust anti-dive setup. Already the FlyQuest 5-on-5 looks very fearsome. When you've got a Rakan engage to follow up, to be followed up by a Maokai engage, that is definitely a very secure team fight. As far as the early lane phase goes, we'll see about how they actually play it out. Tactical and Fleshy, what they can do with their one-item power spikes. Honestly, Xayah, especially ever since the Navori's chain, where you can get Navori second now, I feel like this champion does so much freaking burst. Bladecaller already had the last rounds of really nice buffs to it, and when you get ability damage increase on top of it, it does some very powerful things. Watch out for those feathers.
And you're talking about the engage from these two champions. I feel like Maokai and Rakan together are like tag team wrestlers. Maokai starts it off with his ulti. That gives Rakan time to follow up, who then gives time for Maokai's slow butt to walk all the way up there and
the
twist it
slow ultimate that you technically started it with to actually hit, because Rakan got his flash engage from 2 screens
they're doing
away.
fancy tag team moves, tagging each other in and out, back and forth, just making sure that they can set it up for Xayah to knock him down. Sejuani picked by Immortals. I named this as one of those very standard, very expected picks that I didn't want to see from IMT, but they have faith that this is the answer here in the jungle. They're going to ban out Jace and Sion from the top lane, keep impact off of those, as Sylas is banned out by FlyQuest. They don't want to deal with that as the enemy mid laner. They got one more to go.
I really like the Sion ban when you have the Lucian Nami. We have seen so many failed attempts of teams with Lucian Nami trying to
almost break the shield.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to tanks. So ban out one of the big super tanks. That would be a problem up there. And throw down even more. I liked that actual hover that they had on Rise. You know, the idea of trying to roam around, make some cross-map plays.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds good to me. Revenge Renekton with Sejuani. Another Sejuani Renekton combination. The stuns on top of stuns combo. You love to see it. Impact, very well known for playing defensively though, playing in quote unquote weak side scenarios where he doesn't have a lot of support and does have a losing matchup.
He knows how to do it. He won't be able to do it on Sion this time around. So the Azir is locked in first for FlyQuest, recognizing that Immortals is going to be able to counterpick whatever, so they can just lock that in for themselves and have a little bit more time to think about what they want to do for this last pick, what they want to go with. Ksante still up, still available. That's locked in. Impact will pilot that into the Croc.
And he's done a good job. There's been a couple games where Impact was even losing in CS and getting pushed in on Ksante, but then the classic, once you have access to your ultimate, the classic Ksante triple knockbacks into the tower to be able to get those kills. We'll see if they do it here, if the Renektons get over aggressive or simply do not respect that spacing. But Immortals do not have a lot of super late game outs. This is a turbocharged, we got to go before they can team fight us into oblivion composition. Of course, it's not like from second one of the game, but we're looking like, one item power spikes, looking pretty good for Immortals. 2 item power spikes, FlyQuest is over.
So pretty much what we're saying is if Immortals aren't fighting on one item, they're pretty much doomed.
We'll see. We'll see, baby.
Safe? Yeah, 'cause that's kind of how I'm feeling. So that also tells me that Immortals can't afford to fall behind super early. You say they don't have to go from minute 0, but they also can't be falling behind, because if you get to the point where hey, we got our first item, we're 2,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
What do we do?
And I really want to talk up Spica, because Spica has been
23
AD carries
4 of those.
glory.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this guy's deserving of a lot of that glory, though.
Certainly is.
A standout performer on an excellent team. So let's rock and roll. Let's do this. The undefeated FlyQuest going up against Immortals, who are going to try to do what no other team, including the top teams, have been able to do yet, and hand them that first loss. This early game composition, I like the fact that they're going for it, because you're probably not going to beat them if you try to go the distance anyway.
No.
So I want to see how they navigate it. I need to see a plan from Immortals here.
Yeah, I'm very curious, especially what Kenvi is going to be able to do with Revenge. So, you know, Ksante does have a lot of dashes in his kit, so he's kind of frustrating to gank sometimes, but there's definitely an angle with Renekton, with Sejuani stun, to be able to try and punish impact. He has taken Ghost up there on the Ksante, has gotten pretty common because of the amount of dashes in the champion, and being able to stick there really helps, even when you're looking for your solo kills. To be able to chase down.
And the live Reddit thread's a little drunk today.
I didn't even see what they were, so can you narrate the drunken yelling to me?
They said FlyQuest gonna lose.
Can you say it more drunk?
FlyQuest gonna lose.
Okay, nice.
There you go. I got you, buddy. But we've got a pretty normal standard start here. Nobody's doing anything really wacky at level 1. You can see Spica's just gonna start.
What does that say?
Okay,
don't
come
know.
on. I can't.
Where's Emily? Emily
Emily
knows
can probably read it. Emily can probably read it. She is more talented at that than I am. Uh-oh.
Come back in the game, baby!
All right.
We're getting back into the game. Wait. And we'll keep the Emily sign and show it to you guys afterwards. Emily tore out the paper and gave it to us.
Perfect.
So we'll be able to use this. If Revenge gets
That's a
a kill.
good-looking croc.
Yeah, no, that is actually hella good art. Emily's not balanced, dude.
Yep.
Emily is the pre-nerf demonic embrace of IRL people.
I was wondering which choice of OP thing you were going to go with.
Demonic embrace is really busted.
There's so many.
It's OP, man.
All right.
All right, so let's see what we got here. We're back into the game. Hopefully all the latency stuff is taken care of now. So both junglers playing with the blue jungle pet this game for a little bit of extra speed running out of the brushes when they make their picks.
That has become my favorite one.
Yeah.
I know default one for a lot of people is the Moss Stomper, the green one.
The green one, yeah.
Yeah, but they did change the way tenacity stacks as well. Spica, meanwhile, speaking of which, he's doing his thing again on Maokai. Goes for the invade, catches sight of Kenvi, but doesn't actually get anything out of it. And so Kenvi will be decently ahead of the Maokai here. Already one camp and is going to be onto the red buff that much quicker. But Spica's just trying to keep that information, especially for mid lane there. So mid lane can keep pushing in. On Azir versus Akali, free 6. You want to get as much aggression out as you can on Azir, because that's the time where you just get to beat up the little Akali as much as you can, and as soon as Akali hits 6, then it's like, oh no, growth spurt.
Oh, I didn't mean it, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Please don't try and assassinate me, especially with a Sejuani jungle that will bring the extra CC there. So Vicla trying to get the most out of the matchup right now, pushing the Akali under tower. Your goal is trying to chunk him out and try and make him lose out on some CS that way, but Ablaze has done a decent job scrounging together and has held onto his potion, trying to make the most out of his Thorian shield.
So one interesting thing here too, Spica very delayed getting his second buff. You could see that he actually got the Scuttle Crab before any of these top side camps. So when the second round of buffs respawns, they are going to be desynced a little bit here between the two players and the two sides. Revenge and Impact, they're just really going at it here in the top side, just whittling each other's health bars down. Unfortunately for Impact, he is pretty low on mana, but fortunately for him, a lot of Ksante's spells don't take a lot. The Q only taking 15 means he can still trade back and forth pretty effectively up here. And you can see that there's not really a big advantage being built by either side yet. Just farming it out and having a good time down here in bottom lane. Similar story being told.
Ooh, little tri-brush waiting party, but it will not find Winsome as Winsome goes into the river and they get sight of him now. Prince able to get that early recall off, by the way. Always nice to get the hard shove into recalls to get your extra long swords real quick. Culling plus double long swords. Pretty nice little spot for him as Dragon number 1 does spawn.
All right, Dragon number 1 is about to be on the table, but nobody's usually super interested in him this early, especially not for a Cloud Drake. Usually that'll get passed up for a little while in favor of other things. We saw in the last game early on, even though we're on the new patch, trading the neutral objectives continued to happen early on between the two squads. Akali level 6.
Yeah, and you see, since Double felt a lot of pressure from Prince getting that early recall off with good wave control. If Double felt pressure to go back and get his recall off to get his Noon Quiver to try and stay competitive.
Double lift.
And so
even in the last game.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Lucian. I think pocket pick.
Yeah. Okay, I can respect it. That's strong brand association.
That is very strong brand association. That's an old YouTube video. Tactical, yeah, excuse me. But anyways, Tactical gets back, loses out on a few CS at the tower because that was pre-cannon minion wave. So
yeah.
Good job there by FlyQuest getting the nice CS lead for themselves, plus being able to get the second recall off for Prince to actually combine into his Noon Quiver as well.
Okay, so we've got our solo laners hitting level 6. Junglers around 4 and 5. Maybe we get some action here in bottom lane. Spica's thinking about it. Flash! Follows him all the way back underneath the turret, and they're ready to follow up here with a Xayah Rakan. Tactical is first blooded, and Spica is once again the best kind of enabler for FlyQuest.
Yeah, don't you love that twisted advance? That was a very long twisted advance following the flash and the dash. Spica gets it done yet again, Flowers. So much work for this FlyQuest squad. There's a lot of stars. It's a star-studded lineup here. Yeah. But he's done a really good job with the utility, and now he's going mid.
Oh, Vicla about to get solo killed by AblazeOlive. Yes, he will. It ends up getting traded because AblazeOlive has to stay underneath the turret with Spica approaching. 1 for 1 there in mid.
And he does the nice thing, shoves the wave into the tower here, so it will reset, bounce right back there. Honestly, that's that growth spurt we were talking about. Akali, level 6, access to the ultimates. Pretty close there with the flash under tower. Now the Azir has to be even more scared though, because Vicla, teleport, flash, both used after that interaction. So next time AblazeOlive gets the ult up, I think Immortals got to make the call. Sejuani, come pressure Vicla. No flash Azir. You know, Akali, once you get the ultimate back, will look really nice. And so Blaze did the key part. He hit his E before the ultimate went off, so then he got to follow his E2 all the way through under the tower, and it's still worth it. Getting the kill, plus the flash advantage.
Again, Immortals wanting to play around that one-item power spike like you were talking about back in draft means that trading these kills early on ought to be fine. But it is FlyQuest with a 1.2 thousand gold lead here nice and early as Winsome jumped in looking for Tactical there, but it's not going to find him just yet. Prince level 6 on the Xayah means it is difficult to deal with these guys in the 2v2 because you can't focus the one that does damage. Prince able to avoid a lot there with proper timing and usage of that ult. No flashes available for either one of the FlyQuest bottom lane players still.
Kenvi sniffing that one out as well. Wants to try and punish it, but nice little ward there. Does allow plenty of time for Spica to come match.
Alrighty, 3v3. We're gonna get some 3v3 action. I think Kenvi just disappeared back over the wall. He's Gromp farming.
Yeah, just keep pushing them out. Spica with constant attention towards the bottom side of the map. This is, you know, classic FlyQuest play here. Impact on top side, doing just fine at his tower, farming up on Ksante.
Weak side ping.
And Spica playing around. Bottom plus mid. He actually started up the dragon and then stopped dragon. He let it leash back for this ult attempt.
There is no flash available for Tactical. Kenvi steps in just to make sure there's no dive coming out from FlyQuest. So they fire off the Spica ulti. They don't really get much for it.
Interesting now because there's a jungle mismatch in addition to a mid mismatch here. So I want to see if Immortals can force it. No flash here, no flash here, no ultimate here. And everything is ready for the mid jungle for Immortals.
Okay.
Definitely seems like a good area to try and attack. I know the bottom is also definitely a worry though. Prince, if you give him time to scale up, get some items, he has shown time and time again he will definitely carry the game. Here we go.
AblazeOlive,
he's
looking
on
for Vicla. He knows he doesn't have enough burst to kill him underneath the turret with that much health left. Vicla doing a good job disengaging with the soldiers, getting back to safety. And now it's AblazeOlive without a lot of resources left to work with.
Yeah, really, really good evasive maneuvers there for Vicla. That's a critical time period for him to pass as we were kind of hyping up the possibilities. Immortal's not going to let it go to waste though. Kenvi trying to start up this Herald, and Ablaze does not have teleport, so it's a 2v3. Spica says, thank you for the leash, buddy.
Ooh, TY for leash in the all chat is always the best feeling if you're on the sending.
Yeah, I know that feeling though for Kenvi. You know, it's like you just hope you can get away with it.
I hope they're not paying attention.
My mid laner just, you know, went for the 1v1 and got fully chunked out down to like 200 HP. But what if I can catch them sleeping, you know?
Yeah,
and
they would never expect this.
And Spica's not, you know, able to transition up here to take it. Unfortunately for him, Spica don't sleep. He's always awake.
Eyes wide open here on the Maokai. Still only 2 kills in the game for FlyQuest, 1 for Immortals, so not a super bloody game here early on. FlyQuest still having that modest lead, about 1.5k, 11 minutes into the game, feels pretty solid. Spica hanging out on top side. If Impact can get the Q3 and knock Revenge backward,
I want it.
Spica can follow it up very easily. He also has Twisted Advance ready to go. Immortals is going to take the opportunity to grab themselves that first Drake on the opposite side of the map, so it is what I predicted. We're going to get a trade of neutral objectives at the start of the game. Where do you want to see this Herald get used for FlyQuest?
Honestly, I just want to funnel as much money into Prince as possible and see what happens.
Throw a bottom lane?
So I would put it there. Mid lane is also a really good site for it, though. You can take down extra turret plates for Azir, funnel him up, take away some of the safe space here for Akali. But I agree with the fan in the audience with that sign.
The Sugar Daddy one?
Well, that one too, but I was talking about the Prince fighting one.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if they can get anything done down here. Doesn't really look like they're going to bother with it. They can see the ward spotting out Kenvi there as he's going to go ahead and looks like complete that recall, head on back. Nope, not quite. Spica also heading down here now. Kenvi's going to go ahead, sweep that ward out, clear it away.
Yeah, Spica's making this jungle look like his side of the map.
Yeah, man.
He's lit it up with control wards. He's counter jungling. He's got saplings in every brush. He does have to leave without the big prize of the large wolf.
Yeah, his smite just came up. Had 2 or 3 seconds left on that. He knew that if he took it down to smite range, Kenvi was pathing up there and could just steal it away, so he lets it go instead.
But look what he's been able to accomplish. If we do like a heat map of Spica, we go like real big dark red down here.
Okay.
And it's a little lighter red around this area. And you just leave the whole top side of the map to their own devices, and guess what? And you've got Ksante scaling evenly against Renekton and playing right into FlyQuest hands here. So we've hit a kind of critical time period for Immortals with the Gale Forces now done for tactical.
Okay.
Ignite, Flash, Gale Force, Lucian, and Akali with ultimate ready for AblazeOlive as well.
I really like this Crown of the Shattered Queen purchase from Vicla as Prince decides to go in for the fight, and the follow-up's right there from Winsome. Fleshy's gonna burn away as Tactical wants to get one back into the FlyQuest AD carry, and he's found it. But now the culling won't be able to deal enough damage. Kenvi's gonna show up, try to keep Tactical alive here. Winsome jumps right back in for a grand entrance and a grand display here with a double kill. Kenvi wants to chase him down, pick this one back up, get Immortals their 3rd kill, and he'll do that. All 4 bottom laners dead in what became a 2v3.
Good, as it should be.
You don't like bottom laners, Kobe?
All bottom laners are out of the game. Honestly, Kenvi picking up the last little straggling one here. Not ideal for the game plan here for Immortals. Let's take a look at this one, because Prince gets really aggressive with the attempt to get a really big blade collar.
Oh boy, we are just going straight in for the dive here. Impact using the all-out to get himself away from the turret aggro. They end up getting the kill. They get everybody away. Vicla's going to disengage AblazeOlive, but he wants to re-engage now and keep chasing these guys down. Once he steps out of the smoke, he'll have to be a little bit more careful. Impact jumps back in. He wants to go after Ablaze. Not a lot of cooldowns left on the Akali, but he's got plenty of burst, plenty of damage, or does he? No way! FlyQuest just smack him in the mouth.
All right, round 2 then, Flowers. Keep it going, baby. Immortals now with a 3v2 at bottom side, but it looks risky. And Kenvi's going to finish clearing out the vision. They do know there's still no ult on Prince, but
yeah,
with Flash, you know, the blade collar is already hitting, so
it's tough.
Definitely gets really scary. All right.
Let's take another look at this. Spica wrapping around.
Certainly is. Spica has been spending so much time in the enemy jungle. Wraps around. He takes the Krugs very, very quickly here. Then they set up the dive. You see Azir's already coming. So Maokai ult from his own base plus the Azir gonna be here just for the defensive feel. Nice execution on the dive with the tower juggling there. Spica able to use the Twisted Advance. And as you know, it has a devastating outcome for Immortals, but I think Ablaze wants to go for this 1v3 because they feel the pressure mounting in this game, and they know if they just let it continue without any risky plays, then you're going to slowly lose by default. So he was trying to save something, get something back. They had just, lost kills on both sides.
They did not draft a composition that successfully plays modestly. They have to take risks. They have to go for some of those crazier plays.
And it was close.
Yeah, I mean, when you're on Akali and you see 3 champions with 150 health left, I'm not going to blame you for going after it, but FlyQuest had the coordination to shut it down. Uh-oh, all out. Impact's ready to go all in here for the fight. 1v1 against Revenge. Dominus, is it enough? Yes, they're gonna lock him down, and Kenvi shows up to save the day.
Kenvi saves the day for Revenge. Will that result in much? Bottom side's gonna be able to get first tower bonus for the game for Prince. And they're gonna be able to get Dragon for FlyQuest. So it'll be another Dragon for Rift Herald trade, but second Rift Herald not worth as much as the first one. And so FlyQuest pretty happy to get Ocean Dragon here for themselves.
Yeah.
Plus getting the tower down and Prince being pretty wealthy.
Prince at 162 farm, currently the highest in the game, tied with Revenge, who just hit that same mark, as it's going to be another Dragon, this time going over to the side of FlyQuest, and it's Immortals taking the Rift Herald on the other side. So again, trading these neutral objectives as they spawn, but they're going the other way around this time. We'll see if Immortals can get a whole lot of use there out of that Herald, see if they can knock something down, make up some of this gold deficit, because we're in that reality that I was worried about for Immortals. They're on their 1-item power spikes, and they're down over 2,000 gold.
Yeah, they've got the Gale Force plus Mandate Lucian Nami combo. This is why they banned Zeri with their third ban in the first phase and are able to take it up. This is the leverage that they wanted. We'll see if they can actually get any value out of it, because so far it looks like it should be an easy rotation now. With bottom lane tower down, they just bring Prince and Winsome over to mid lane, shuffle the Azir up to the top side, Impact put him down bottom side, Unleash Teleport is about to come off cooldown, and they should be able to push in bottom and continue on the pressure towards this mid tower. There's only a pretty small sliver of health left on that one. As the recalls do get interrupted here.
How do we feel about first item Warmogs on Sejuani here for Kenvi?
I actually still like it.
Okay.
I don't need to click on and check and make sure, but Sejuani does scale quite nicely with health.
Gonna make it easier for him to face check rushes, take some damage, and continue to stay out there with the team as well. Impact and Revenge getting in a 1v1, but we got a 3v3 back here in mid. Kenvi's just gonna be focused here at the very start. Culling from Tactical doesn't get a whole lot done at all, and Prince shreds through that health sponge that is Kenvi. FlyQuest pick up one in the mid lane. Meanwhile, down here in bottom, they're looking to make it a second. Revenge goes over the wall looking for the blast cone, but Impact ready to stay right on top of him. Revenge keeps on running. Impact needs to close a little bit more distance. Wants to prime the Q on the Gromp, so he's got the Q3 ready to go. Juggles him right on back and cooks him up. Spica gets the kill credit, and back in mid, Tactical and Fleshy now have to try to defend. Spica wrapping around from the side. First turret falls. Tactical dashes in to grab a little bit of damage onto Spica, but FlyQuest just continues building the lead. 4K at 19 minutes.
Ooh, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, Flowers. Tactical here with the rapid fire cannon as well, looking to poke around, but nothing Immortals can scavenge off the back of that play. Spica even... Wait. Kenvi's got a blue.
Yeah,
Kenvi secured it with his fight.
Kenvi stole it.
He stole it from his
own buff
from his own jungle. But honestly, I agree with the sentiment there, Flowers, because Spica's been in that jungle just about as much as Kenvi has. Here's another look at the interrupt on the teleport. Look, goes in, nice little Karima shuffle to interrupt it. And this was the catch onto that full health Sejuani, like you're talking about. So with the Warmogs, I checked with the Bambis and the Kindle Gem, he's got enough to activate the regeneration for Warmogs, but you don't have any resistances, obviously.
Right.
And so locked up right there, burned straight down. It's the massive, just pure health building. I think it's definitely a bit of a reach. You want, the more health you build, the more resistances are going to have a higher value. So,
Ooh, AblazeOlive with the flash away, and he manages to outwalk the ulti from the Maokai.
Assuming he's going Radiant Virtue, I would like the... Never mind if we have some action. I would like the Aegis, the resistance is part of it purchased first, since you have so much health. But trying to get that 1100 health threshold for the regeneration.
AblazeOlive just going to go ahead, stay up here in the brushes. He's still got his ulti, but he does not have his flash. Remember, he had to use that to escape from what FlyQuest was planning to collapse on him. Kenvi's also going to go up here and shadow this just to make sure Ablaze is able to stay out of trouble. Spica and Winsome rotating up here, looking to apply even more pressure. But they know that Kenvi's nearby. They don't want to try to force anything into a 3v2 against the Akali that can dodge away from everything with the smoke, and a Sejuani that does have almost 3,000 health at this point.
Oh. And relying on the passive. But they don't have much of a jungle, Flowers. You just saw, you know, a screen grab of the blue being contested. Now Spica actually successfully takes the red. And FlyQuest are not going to apologize about it.
No, they're not sorry.
They will walk up, take your jungle, they'll just leave and refuse to elaborate. Dragon will come up next. They'll probably take that as well. Honestly, I'm trying to craft some sort of setup for Immortals where they can change the outcome. It might even feel too far away already because you've got 2 items on Vicla Azir in addition to worrying about, you know, Prince with the quick blades already done. We talked about how much the blade caller just gets massive benefit from that, and you can have this big burst damage. Well, guess what? Prince also has, Vicla has freaking Shadow Flame, so.
And Impact's got Sunfire Cape now as well. I mean, with the enemy magic damage is a Sejuani and an Akali that can't be bothered trying to burst down.
Tactical's almost dead already from the Shadow Flame Azir poking him down.
You said in Champion Select, 1 item, good for Immortals. 2 items, not so much.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And this is even like reversed timelines where FlyQuest got ahead early.
Yeah.
Really, they're really showing why they're the #1 team in the LCS yet again.
So what do you want to see from them here then to make this as clean as possible? Because we just got off of a game that was not very clean.
Yeah, just the very last ending of that. That one. All right, so we can cross that one off the list, right? We don't want to see a Baron for Nexus trade.
Yeah, no Baron for Nexus trade.
Gotcha.
Even though Baron is worth more gold than the Nexus, generally you do not want to be trading those.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, Nexus only worth 50. Cannon Minion's worth more than that.
To actually answer your point, though, I would want to see FlyQuest just push it to the limits. Play all 3 lanes. You know, usually when teams are ahead, you're like, okay, you know, all you have to do is reduce chances for the enemy team to come back. But you know what? Forget it. Play all 3 lanes. Pressure Immortals as heavily as you can. They're going to teleport. Double teleport flank.
Man, that blade caller just cut him off. Tactical goes over the wall, but he still drops. Now you got AblazeOlive in the middle of everybody on FlyQuest. 1, 2, 3, line them up, knock them down, and move on over to Baron. It's way too easy for FlyQuest.
Yeah, that was definitely a knockout. Double teleport from the side lanes. Didn't even see how it started out, the engage onto Prince, but Prince didn't have to flash. He just used his ultimate and his heal. He survives. Winsome with the flash as well, and let's take a look at how it started. Okay, so they were trying to contest the vision. Then they're looking to actually contest. They just saw him clear that ward. Fleshy flashes the knockup. Prince with a big ulti into Blade Caller. The quick blades empowered, man. Oh, man, and he got the last kill over the wall as well. Beautiful.
Gale Force active, chased Tactical through his flash to finish him off over the wall.
Prince is too good, man. That's FlyQuest are too dang good.
And they're about to get even better, building that gold lead even further. Almost 7,000 now, 24 minutes into the game. Hard to imagine a way that Immortals can really come back into this one, barring a FlyQuest conga line down mid for 2 or 3 respawns in a row. But Immortals are going to try to dig in, try to defend what they can here. Kenvi throws out the ulti. He finds Spica. It's not going to do a whole lot. The counterattack from FlyQuest is ready to go as Impact approaches on the flank. He's going to keep Tactical out of the fight. Just jumps into the middle of everybody. And there goes your shuffle. And there goes Immortals. FlyQuest just slam them in that fight, and they got 5v3 here for the next 35 seconds. Prince goes up into the ulti here, dealing with Tactical and Fleshy after the fact. But they got Baron, they got man advantage, and they got a mid-wave pushing up.
They've got top lane pushing up as well. 4-1 split push with the Baron empowered minions, and there's no reason to stop. Immortals getting pushed off their own tower down here in mid, while Azir takes care of the top secondary one.
Oh no. Tactical gets himself back away for now. That was a little scary. All right, he's cool.
Yeah, brush it off, all right. FlyQuest making quick work of these defensive structures though. 25.5 minutes into the game. Let's see, what was this one? The bump back on the Sedge. E2 is attached to Spica. They Sejuani ult Spica as well. But then, once the Maokai ult turns it around, 3 of them rooted.
Yeah.
Bubble landing on Winsome, but that's about it. And then here comes the clean sweep from Vicla.
Yeet.
Have fun.
Easy peasy, man. Easy peasy. FlyQuest is so far ahead now. You can see, and even if it's not like Spica's in any danger there, he can block those Sejuani ultis all day. Yes, he started with first item Demonic, but now with Jack Show completed as the second item as that Mythic, he's plenty tanky. He's not afraid of soaking some damage here on the front lines. Impact building towards his third item as well, which third item already completed for Prince with a Bloodthirster. I just don't see a world where he dies.
Same, my friend. Same. Now, Immortals, let's see. They keep Akali split pushing right now. You can see top lane, but FlyQuest have so much damage. I don't even know if Akali gets to get up to the turret, much less take a side turret for an objective bounty.
Yeah. Baron might be gone, but FlyQuest don't even need it. Kenvi's here on the front line. He's going to be the target at the very beginning. Normally, you don't want to start off going through the tank, but FlyQuest, man, they're so far ahead. Kenvi's taken low, but he ain't dead yet. AblazeOlive jumps in, but he has to immediately jump right back out. Impact nearly killed off by the culling. Tactical trying to defend. Revenge is dead. It's FlyQuest now looking for more as Vicla jumps forward, turns toward Tactical. Soldiers catch him for one last stab there at the very end. Impact went back to base. Now he's going to use the teleport to make sure that minion stays alive long enough to force down the first Nexus turret. FlyQuest looks like they want to end just right here. AblazeOlive jumps in the middle of everybody, immediately dropping the stasis so he stays alive. Kenvi's your next target. Impact not afraid to soak the damage from the turret even further. Gets a shield, jumps right back out of the aggro range. Winsome and Prince just killing him on the steps of their own fountain. Tactical nearly dead there, doesn't quite fall, but the Nexus is exposed. Immortals are trapped in the fountain, and FlyQuest is just trying to pad the stats a little bit more, get some more of those player of the game, player of the week, get some more statues, man. AblazeOlive, Tactical, Immortals, they can't get out of the fountain. FlyQuest are just messing with them. Come on, boys, how long is this gonna take? Spica fires off the ulti there, locks down a couple. Not quite enough damage, the Nexus falls. FlyQuest remains undefeated.
Really nice, especially early stages, you know, before they got so far ahead of controlling it. Spica, constant invades in the jungle. Prince with a pretty nice little outplay down there. He ends with the maximum gold bounty on his head as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we carry those over for FlyQuest, carry them into the next games.
And I mean, Spica, I believe, was the only player on the FlyQuest side who didn't die that game. 0 deaths on the Maokai, everybody else dying exactly and precisely 1 time. This team is good, man.
They certainly are. And they remain at the top for the first day of Super Week.
And honestly,